Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Priyorshi. Today I am going to analyze the poem Father to Son composed by Elizabeth Jennings. But before we get started, here's a small information about the poet.
Elizabeth Jennings was a 20th century English poet, born in July 18, 1926, died in October 26, 2001. She was born in Boston. Some of her famous poetry collections are A Way of Looking, A Sense of the World, Song for a Birth or Death, The Mind Has Mountains, etc.
Okay, now let's get started. Let's have a look at the first stanza. I do not understand this child, though we have lived together now in the same house for years. I know nothing of him, so try to build up a relationship from how he has when small, yet have I killed. So this poem focuses on a universal problem which is generation gap and lack of communication between father and son. Okay, so the first line, I do not understand this child, though we have lived together now. Here the speaker is the father, and he's saying that he cannot understand his child. So notice from the beginning we can easily understand that the father-son duo has a disturbed relationship, a troubled relationship, okay, and they have lack of mutual understanding and communication. Though we have lived together now in the same house for years, though they have been living under the same roof, but they fail to understand each other, especially the father who is unable to penetrate into the son's psyche. Okay, I know nothing of him, so try to build up a relationship from how he was when small. And so the father here further says that he's my son, but still being his father, I know very little about my own son. Right from his childhood, actually, the father tried to construct a relationship between the two, but he failed to do so. He was not able to manage it. Okay. Yet have I killed. Now move on to the next stanza, stanza 2. The seed I spent or sown it where the land is his and none of mine. We speak like strangers, there no sign of understanding in the air. This child is built to my design, yet what he loves I cannot share. So in the first stanza we can easily understand that there is a lack of communication and mutual understanding. In the second stanza the father says that the seed I spent or sown it where. Here seed means son actually. The son here is compared to a tree, okay, and the land is his and none of mine. Father here acknowledges the role of his role in communication gap, and he is at the same time is saying that the land is his, means the son has his own land, means own world, own territory, where the father is not allowed to enter. And at the same time he's saying that the seed I planted, okay, was not germinated properly because there is a lack of growth and all round you can say development. There is lack of growth and all round develop in the son's character. Now we speak like strangers, there's no sign of understanding in the air. though they have been living under the same roof in a same house for such a long period of time, but yet they behave like strangers, they act like strangers, both of them, and they hardly communicate, they hardly talk to each other. There's no sign of understanding in the air, and most importantly, there is no improvement in their understanding, there is no improvement in their communication gap. And here air means communication. This child is built to my design, yet what he loves I cannot share. The father says that he is my child and he resembles me, but in spite of being his father, I'm really unable to understand my son. I hardly understand my son. I know very little about my son, and here what he loves I cannot share means the father really does not know what his son likes or dislikes. Okay, now move on to the third stanza. Silence surrounds us. I would have him prodigal, returning to his father's house, the home he knew, rather than see him make and move his world. I would forgive him too, shaping from sorrow a new love. Now this stanza is very important as far as this poem is concerned. Silence, here silence means separation. Okay, the separation is all around them. I would have him prodigal. Prodigal here is a biblical reference, or you can say biblical allusion, but prodigal means one who spends money lavishly. Of course, here the child is treated as a prodigal son. From his childhood, the son was a prodigal son and he used to spend a lot of money, but yet the father wants to welcome him this time, returning to his father's house. This time the father wants his son to return to his house, and he is just ready to welcome him, or you can say he is ready to embrace him with a warm heart. Okay, I would have him prodigal, that's home he knew, rather than see him make and move his world. And at the same time he want to let go all his sorrow, all his regret, all his grudge against his son. In spite of his many follies, he is ready to forgive his son. I would forgive him to shaping from sorrow a new love. Actually, there is no sorrow, there is no regret, and he wants to forgive him to restore their relationship. Okay. Now, the final stanza. Father and son, we both must live on the same globe and the same land. He speaks, I cannot understand myself. Why anger grows from grief, we each put out an empty hand, longing for something to forgive. Notice carefully, in the final stanza, the speaker is changed. Finally, this son is speaking. Okay, this is for the first time he is speaking. Of course, he is speaking his hearts out. Okay. We both must live on the same globe and the same land. He is also sad by the distance created between them. Okay, they are living both the same globe and same land means they are living under the same roof in a same house. Okay, but there is no communication, there is no emotional bonding. Okay, so the son at the same time realizes that they should live in cohesion, but at times he does not understand himself. Here in this line you can understand that I cannot understand myself, why anger grows from grief. He really doesn't understand why his grief grows into his mind. Of course, this is because of his sadness. Okay, but still he is saying, We each put out an empty hand, longing for something to forgive. The same thing is happened on the other side. Okay, the son is equally having the same grudge, regret, and sadness for his father. So this time, these two lines are very important. These concluding lines are very important. We each put out an empty hand, longing for something to forgive. That means both of them really want to forgive each other, just because both of them want to come closer to each other, and both of them want to extend their hands to each other, but in vain. They are not able to do that at all. And actually, there is no solution to this problem. There is no way out. So both of them really fail to understand each other. Both of them really fail to understand each other's psyche and mind, and there is no love between them, no bond between them. Ultimately, there is no way out. So that's all for today's video. Soon I'll be back with another video, and I hope you enjoyed my video. And if you really like my video, please do give a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel, comment, and share it with your friends. Thank you.